Hey beautiful souls, welcome back, have a seat. Today we are getting into the nitty-gritty of what I eat. Someone requested to see what I eat in a day in terms of what helped me to kind of do my transition. The video that I may have shown a week or two ago, just talking about my soft minimal way of transitioning my body over a 90-day period. And so today I am bringing you what I like to call my soft minimal menu. If you're new here, I am Tori Chalet. Welcome. I am a woman that is healing, elevating, and learning to rest without the guilt. And so it's all about showing up and being the woman that I am. And I am doing all of these things through a soft minimal lifestyle. So if you are into that kind of stuff, if you are on your journey to trying to just simplify your life, trying to elevate and really show up as the woman that you desire to be, I would love for you to stick around and join this beautiful community that I'm growing and just, tap in with your girl on the side of the internet. Anywho, let's get into it. I'm going to start off by saying this. I am going to share what I eat. Now, I am not a nutritionist. I have not sought help from anyone. So please don't come in here, talking about, sis, your plate ain't balanced. My hormones are not balanced. But we are trying. And so I just want to say that because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm giving you, like, this is what you should be doing. I'm just sharing what I did and what's been helping me. Much like my workout, I have just been building on my menu and how I approach my food. So as I've just been educating myself and doing the research necessary to understand my body and what it's going through, I have just tried to implement small things at a time because, I think we've all tried those fad diets. We've all tried the keto. We've all tried all of the things, and we've tried giving up stuff all of a sudden, and we know we don't stick to it. I am going about it slowly, intentionally, and doing it in a way that's attainable for me so that I can actually show up in my kitchen. I'm gonna put it out there. Your girl does not like to cook. It's just not my favorite thing to do. Just prefer to click my fingers and the food is done. And 9 times out of 10, if it takes longer than, at least 30 minutes to prep or 45 minutes to prep and cook, then I'm probably out of it. It's just not gonna work for me. How I built my menu was based off of a few things. After reading, I think I mentioned in the other video, I read the circadian code. With me starting to deal with some hormonal changes, it pretty much, talks about increasing your protein and your fiber intake and just kind of getting away from processed foods. Not eating, fast food as much. Of course, lowering my sugar intake. Also for me personally, lowering my dairy intake. And so all of these things, I was like, okay, now I can't do everything at once, but what can I start to cut back on to create some simple meals that are a little bit more balanced, not perfect, but a little bit more balanced and will work for me. And so that's pretty much what I did. I went through kind of like the good proteins list, and then I went through like the fibers and the vegetables, and I just kind of put together things that worked for me. Now, after looking at these lists, I pretty much narrowed it down to the things that I actually like. So I'm not gonna force myself to eat lima beans if I don't like lima beans. So honestly, it did kind of minimize the ingredients that I would pretty much use to make the different things that I would naturally eat. But I'm okay with that because what it did was it simplified my options. And having a list of things that I like on a regular basis made it easier for me to create just simple meals that I could easily rotate. If you are someone that who doesn't like to eat the same thing every week, who likes to change up their menu and likes to have multiple different things to eat all week, this may or may not be for you, or it may be something that you can take and you can add on and add the things. And I knew that if I just picked things that I really like, it would make it so much easier for me to stick to my eating goals. So let's just quickly get into what I eat through a typical week and the meals that I typically rotate. When I am curating my food for the day, I think of my food as protein, vegetable base with some fiber and a little bit of carb in there so that I can still have a little bit of room for dessert. If we're talking about breakfast, typically breakfast, I am going to rotate oatmeal, and I usually will eat a protein oatmeal, the steel cut oats. This may not necessarily hit the processed food category, but I am getting at least 10 grams of protein with the oatmeal, and then I'm getting my protein with the boiled eggs. So I always eat boiled eggs with my oatmeal. Secondly, breakfast sometimes will usually be a protein shake. Now I know I probably need a little bit more to go with their protein shake, but sometimes I'll drink a protein shake and I may either have some apples with it or I may follow up with some boiled eggs. Boiled eggs is essentially my go-to. It's either a snack, part of a salad, or it's going to be with my oatmeal in the morning. Another breakfast that I will rotate is breakfast tacos. I am a taco girl, and so I will make breakfast tacos and grab some from our local grocery store, or I'll make some breakfast tacos at home. Those are very easy for me. I can prepare the breakfast burritos, a few days in advance, and now I'm pretty much just doing eggs, pico de gallo, cilantro, and I just pile up on the eggs. I'm not really using any meat, and I don't really use any cheese anymore unless I'm eating one of the ones from the grocery store. So that's pretty much what I eat for breakfast. For my snacks, usually rotated. So I used to do snack kits, like snack packs that I would make, and those were actually really cool for a while. But with me trying to lower my sugar intake, I don't eat as much fruit. I pretty much stick to the fruit that I actually really like. So my snack will usually either be boiled eggs. I'll sometimes rotate out almonds. I'll have apples. Now you're probably saying, why not something else with that? Is because 10 times out of 10, I am at work. As my day job, I'm a hairstylist, and so y'all know we do not eat. It's rare that we really have time to stop and eat. So I make snacks that are actually something I can nibble on as clients are under their dryer or as I'm in between clients. And it honestly works for me because I don't eat as much. I eat throughout the day, but I don't crave like big portion sizes, if that makes sense. I've kind of gotten my stomach to shrink down a little bit. We still working on it. Once I start doing the cup method, it really has helped me to curb my appetite beyond me being full or overeating. When it comes to lunch, my lunch and my dinner sometimes are the same meal. I know that does not sound ideal. But when I was cooking, like I would go buy 2 meats, different vegetables, and I would try to have 2 totally different meals. I found that sometimes I would either waste food or I just wouldn't eat it, or there would be times when I'm doing like time left, or when I'm doing events, I'm eating out, or I'm meeting friends, so I'm eating something else. So I find that it keeps me on budget and it saves me a lot more time when I just focus on one meat for the week. For instance, if I'm doing ground beef, I may have a taco bowl with my ground beef for lunch, and then for dinner I may add the beef to a salad, or I may just have another taco bowl. I am not someone who needs to have multiple foods. I am a creature of habit, so it is very easy for me to eat the same thing every day, all day. And I know many of you are probably cringing at that idea, but it honestly works for me. If it's a chicken week, then I may either get chicken wings, I'll make some chicken breast, or if I just don't feel like cooking, I'll get a pre-made rotisserie chicken from the store, and I'll just cut that up and we'll eat on that throughout the day. I'll take a little bit, maybe I'll throw it in my breakfast taco so I can make sure that I'm getting my protein intake and I can make sure I'm finishing that chicken, or at least most of the chicken throughout the week. And then I may have it with some vegetables, some steamed vegetables for lunch, and then I may add the chicken with my salad for dinner. So anytime I'm having chicken, it's usually whether it's a wing or the rotisserie chicken or baked chicken or chicken breast, it's usually going to always be in a mixture of a taco, a salad, a bowl, or just alongside a vegetable like broccoli. And broccoli, salads, and edamame are usually always my go-to sides. Those are typically rotatable. So my lunch and my dinner are usually going to always be some type of salad, some type of bowl, or just a plate of, meat and some sides. Now, when we're talking about carbs or my fiber, I am usually doing a rice. I probably will start doing quinoa, sweet potato as a side, and I pretty much rotate those three out. And honestly, that's it. I don't really complicate my meals. I don't need to switch them up because for me, I'm able to have a really good grocery budget because we all know that groceries are expensive. And when I'm buying my beef, I'm usually getting grass-fed. When I'm buying my eggs, I'm usually getting pasteurized. So I'm already spending a little bit more to get, more of the organic and premium brands of these specific items. So, when it comes to trying to eat healthy, it's just more expensive. So it's easier for me to already have an idea of what I'm going to spend. It's easy for me to know what I'm going to cook and to know that it's going to take me darn near less than 30 minutes. And that's really it. And then for dessert, depending on how I feel, I may eat dessert, I may not. Sometimes dessert is, I end the day with just another protein shake. Typically, if I am doing the dessert, I love ice cream. I'm very, very much an ice cream girl. And so as I am trying to slow down and remove as much dairy as possible, I have been going for like the sorbet, more of the sorbet kind of chocolate or mango popsicles or ice cream bars. I've been doing that. So if I just crave a sweet for the evening, it's usually I'll either snack on another apple, I'll have an ice cream bar, and usually the sorbet ones that's around 70-90 calories or something like that. So I still try to be mindful of what I do. I just don't make it a big thing. And I had to stop and think about everything that kept me from being successful in the past, whether it was with my workout or with my food. And I just found that a lot of times it was just me doing too much, trying too hard, trying to eat these things that people say are good for you, like yogurt. I can't stand yogurt. I don't like yogurt. So why would I try to even force myself to do it? So I would waste money, waste food, and it just wouldn't work for me. I found something that works for me, and over time, I definitely, plan to try new things and incorporate things slowly, and also go from eating minute rice to eventually cooking rice. I'm not completely over processed food. I'm still eating bags of chips here and there and eating, popcorn and, certain things that are still processed. But I'm seeing the results in terms of, one, just me being able to show up to the kitchen every week because I'm like, oh, this is not going to take me any time. But also, I like what I eat. And I'm not as prone to go get food from fast food restaurants anymore like I used to. Now, don't get me wrong. Your girl still loves me a good pizza. So at least once a month, Kaden and we're going to order us a pizza from somewhere. And I'm going to have my cheese. I'm going to have my pepperoni because I typically don't eat pork, but that's the only time I will eat my pork. So I still have my moments, and then I still like to try restaurants. So I have a budget that I can stick to for my at-home groceries. So then it gives me the opportunity to go out and try different things. Now, even when I go out to eat, either I'm mindful of the portion size that I'm eating, if I'm just eating willy-nilly, or I'm opting for a salad or opting for meat and a vegetable. So I still try to stick to my guns as much as possible. But that's really it. I don't make this complicated for me because I know what has not worked in the past. And so for me, approaching my food in this way was more solution-based. It was like, look, if we got to eat the same thing every week, and we know that we are seeing the differences in your body and how you feel, I know that something is working with my method. But either way, I just wanted to pop in. Someone wanted to know what I ate in a day, and I want to just come in and share that it is nothing glamorous, but this is what's working for me now. Again, as I continue to go on through my health journey and as I continue to, learn more information, at some point I may seek help and seek guidance from a personal trainer or, get more information and get more knowledge in terms of what's going to work for my body and my body type. But for now, it's about the habit, and the habit of portion control, and the habit of lowering my sugar intake, lowering processed food, having more balance, getting my protein in terms of what I need to sustain hormonal balance and what I need to sustain muscle in my body. Those are the things that I'm focused on now, is just doing the things necessary to fuel my body with what it needs to sustain and get better. So I hope that something was helpful for you. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching this video, and continue to ask me questions. Let me know what we can sit up here and talk about, what we can chat about, girl, because going through these little perimenopause, this hormone is not for the weak, okay? So anyway, thank you for who asked me for this video. It felt really good to, just to see you guys resonate with my videos. And yeah, until next time, I hope you guys have an amazing week, weekend, whenever you get this video. Anyway, see you on the next video.